We do start with breaking news now as we learn a pedestrian has been killed by a train in Sumner County.
Kimberly Davis is at the scene in Portland. Kimberly, what have police told you?
Shannon, well, I just got off the phone with CSX officials moments ago, and they're telling us that this train had 35 cars on it. They're not sure how quickly that train was traveling, but they're telling us it was traveling from Nashville on the way to Louisville when it struck that pedestrian on the train tracks. Take a look at the video of where police say it all happened. Now, we're told it happened around 2:30 this morning. That's when the CSX engineer called in this pedestrian struck. We're told that it's still all fresh information at this hour, and deputies are still working to notify the family members, so they are not releasing a lot of information to us. They're telling us when they were leaving the scene, they were finishing logging the evidence that they found. They're trying to still figure out what went wrong, what happened. I asked the official who was on scene whether or not this was accidental, and he's telling us that it's too soon to try to determine if that was the case, if it was accidental or not, but they did not want to speculate, but they're telling us we should find out more information later on in the day. Stay with News Channel 5 for all the latest developments in this story. For now, we are live in Portland. I'm Kimberly Davis, News Channel 5.
Kimberly, thank you very much. This morning, we're learning more now about the father accused of taking his kids and then leading police on a big chase during rush hour traffic.
Matthew Torres has the latest information from the Criminal Justice Center. And Matthew, this dad is facing 11 charges.
Yeah, a lot of charges. We know the suspect's name is Aubrey De Silva. For his charges, he's facing child neglect, reckless endangerment, vandalism, assault, strangulation, and evading arrest. Now, Metro Police saying this all started yesterday morning when De Silva got into some sort of dispute with the mom of his kids on Millerwood and Purnell Drive. He is accused of strangling her, then beating some of the residents in the home, even his own 8-month-old and 4-year-old kids, before forcing the two to get into his SUV. De Silva shares custody of the kids. Now, it got so dangerous when he allegedly drove into a parked car and caused it to smash right into that front window, as you can see from all of the damage left behind. Police had a brief standoff with De Silva before speeding away. He was driving so fast, police say, that he was reckless. Keep in mind, his young kids were in the backseat this entire time. Police had to terminate this chase, although it didn't take long until police found him hiding in his mom's house about 4 miles east on Knightson Point. Now, damage to the home cost about $25,000. That toddler and infant are okay this morning. We are live at the Criminal Justice Center. Matthew Torres, News Channel 5.
Matthew, thanks a lot. And new this morning for you, police are patrolling a Clarksville neighborhood after a really disturbing situation. They can't really put their finger on exactly what's going on. Police say that a red van approached a 10-year-old boy on Sturtevant Drive yesterday afternoon. The driver told the little boy that he had some candy and asked if the little boy wanted to see the flavors. The boy got scared, quickly ran away, went home, told his parents, which was the smart thing to do. They called the police. Officers tell us the driver never tried to grab the child or follow him home, but they are stepping up the patrols in the area in Clarksville just to be safe.
And happening now, the search for a bank robber on the run. The thief actually hit a bank in Bowling Green, then led police on a chase in Sumner County. Here's a picture of that man. Police say they caught up with him and his getaway driver on Highway 25 and used spike strips to stop their van. Well, they nabbed the driver, but this suspect is still on the run. He was last seen in Cottontown. If you see him, call 911 immediately. He could be armed. And we have an update on a breaking news story right now. A man is behind bars for stabbing someone with a box cutter. We were first on the scene on 500 Main Street in East Nashville yesterday morning. Officers say Stephen Coppin attacked the victim during an argument. He's charged with aggravated assault. A victim is expected to be okay.
3 people are now behind bars for posing as police officers during a robbery. And this may have happened in the past as well. Yesterday morning, Sky 5 over the apartment complex on Murfreesboro Pike, where a woman and 2 men said they were police officers and they needed to search an apartment. Instead, they robbed the place. A few hours later, those suspects were arrested up on Dickerson Pike. 2 of them believed to be involved in at least 5 robberies this month where they impersonated police officers only to rob their victims.
Well, we're learning more about a registered sex offender accused of taking upskirt photos of a woman grocery shopping. Craig McCord is out on bond this morning. The victim says she was at the Publix on Memorial Boulevard when he got onto the floor and took photos up her dress. Investigators are looking into a similar incident at another store. McCord was already on the sex offender registry for allegedly inappropriately touching a child last August.